Thank you so much for joining me today. So we are going to be going over where does the discriminant come from? And it comes from the quadratic formula. So if you know much about that formula, it tells us the x values. So if you don't understand it, please look at the proof because that will help you out. So I'm just going to write the quadratic formula over here and I'm going to talk about it because that is where we get our discriminant from. The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So that is our formula. Now our discriminant comes in a certain area and we are looking at this part right here. So the symbol that we use for it is, for the discriminant, is a triangle. So I'm just going to write it out and we're going to talk about what's the meaning behind using just this. So that is the square root, but we're going to take the square root off. That is b squared minus 4ac. So this really tells us something because if we're thinking about this part here, we know that a square root, we can't square root a negative number because it's impossible. It just means we get no real answers. If we square root a 0, well, it's just going to be, this will be 0, then plus 0 or minus 0 is not going to change the answer. And that's where it affects how many x values we can find. So for our discriminant to have, if our discriminant is equal to 0, like I said, it's not going to change anything if we're adding or minusing 0 up here. So that's just going to show us that we've only got one answer. So we've got one x solution. I also said just before that if our discriminant is less than 0, it's a negative and we can't find the square root of any number that is negative. And so we're looking at no real solutions. And the last thing that we are looking at is when our discriminant is greater than 0. And that is meant because we've got a plus and a minus here. So we'll be plussing this answer and minusing this answer. So straight away I know that there is 2x solutions. I really hope that helps you understand where this formula comes from and why we sometimes just focus on that part. If you need any extra help, feel free to message me and I'll get back to you.